Sample Class is the only course online that focuses on piano roll based music producers, teaching you guys how to compose, put effects, use analog gear, and make your DAW sound like you are using analog gear. Sample Class, from chord to composition to cash. What's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials. It's 50 cents a day. If I could, I just want to play a beat for you guys. That switch up though, am I right? Let's go into DAW and look at what I did here because it's really fun. Focused on this beat using Scalar and using the Prince by Frank Dukes. And let me just start out by saying, as far as the Prince is concerned, the way that I use it in this track and the way that I've been using it and the way that I think that I'm going to continue to use it is as not as something that I'm going to write leads with, like lead melodies and things like that, but it's really, really great, at least in my workflow right now, at putting textures on things, right? So like how I have this nylon guitar patch that I'm using throughout the track, and then underneath these melodies, I'm just taking, the full drawn out bar chords and, using a patch from the Prince on each one of the parts. So let's look into how I was able to do this. It all started with Scalar 2.5 and the chord suggest feature. I'm using the I'm using this product from CMP Kits. It's called the Life of a Don Creator Kit, right? The Life of the Don Creator Kit focuses on what went into Life of a Don by Don Tolliver. It's got the MIDI drums in there. It's got the ripcord presets for every song. It's got the scalar presets for every song, which is what I'm using today. It's got a brand new drum kit in there, the Industry Slap Volume 2 kit, just jam-packed with value and, just super duper shortcuts to jumpstart your productions, right? So what I did is I used the U preset, and the U preset comes with 3 chords, right? It comes with this chord, and that was great. But now the Scalar is giving us this suggest feature, right? And because we're already we're using someone else's chord progression, so naturally as a producer we want to add on and put our own footprint on it. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be really great to just add another chord, not as a part of the progression, but if I just make a hook out of one chord. Like, as rap producers, we all know how to make a beat out of one chord, right? Like, everybody knows how to do that. So that's kind of the method that I chose. When I hit the suggest feature, it came up with this C sharp minor 9. So I came up with this. And that minor 9 is really cool. It kind of adds like this finality, and the reason why is because we're starting with a dominant chord. So this dominant chord sets up the resolution for the one chord in the scale, right? It just sounds, so if you play them together, and typically, like, what people would do is they would start on the one of a scale and then work their way towards the dominant, so that it could turn around. This trick, it instead, it builds up this revolving tension throughout the verses because your ear is waiting for that resolution. It knows that it's coming, and then it finally gets it when the hook drops, right? So that's what makes the hook really significant. And the point is that Scalar enabling me to have a more complex harmonic makeup in this song allowed me to use a basic guitar patch with a basic strum arpeggio and you know, just a couple of pads to make something that seems sophisticated and unique, right? So if you look at the MIDI for my for the first part of the melody, I mean, we're just strumming eighth notes here. This is nothing. And then when you look at here, I just switched up the strum pattern just ever so slightly, made it a little bit more intricate. The thinking behind this is this section right here is one chord, right? So I want the arpeggio during the section where we're not having any chord changes. I want that to be a little bit more complex because the harmony is not complex. The harmony is dead simple, right? So in order to make it not boring, let me go ahead and put a little bit more sauce in the actual rhythm, right? And then that one winds up sounding like this. So to support these, I went with this keys preset. It's called Chubby Basket. Now watch what happens when I mute this, right? Super empty, super boring. Let's go ahead and unmute it. It's very, very subtle. It's not the star of the show at all, but you get to see how much impact just having that one little pad patch does to the frequencies, right? Same thing with the second half. I used this preset. It's a pad adoption benefit, right? So in that one, again, you hear how it fills up the frequency space. The beat sounds more full, but we're not, cramping it with a bunch of stuff. I mean, other things I added to this beat was just real simple, like this, just this vocal patch here, and that just pops up three times wherever there's an empty space, just to kind of add, a little bit of texture. You want to add things like that, just when you have simple beats like this, just to add more depth to the soundstage. And then this guy right here, something similar. It's not even necessarily tonal. It's drowned in a bunch of reverb. You don't hear it so much. It doesn't jump out, but it's doing its job. Now, the great thing about, again, we've got simple programming, right? We've got a simple guitar patch. I'm using VSTs that anybody can get their hands on. I've got this UAD chorus on here. I've got Valhalla delay. We're talking about $50, and then this split EQ that I'm running a demo on. Just light touches, right? Not doing anything crazy. Super light touches. And that's kind of the point. Is nothing here is heavy handed. It's just what happens when you have a great harmony. Again, look at these chords that we were able to put together, from the starting with the Life of a Don creator pack from cmpkits.com, using the suggest feature to find this, and you just see how easy it is to build something great off of that. And I want to show you. Look here. Look at the difference between my bass lines, right? So the scale of this track is in C sharp minor, right? So if you were to write a bass line in C sharp minor, the way that you would do it typically is it would look more like this second pattern where you just spamming C sharp minor the whole time. You go up to the fifth sometimes, and that's how you would make the bass. But if you look through the majority of it, we are not using C sharp minor at all. We're using this. We're actually using the fifth of the track because we're revolving around that dominant five chord, and that adds just again another level of complexity, like, you know, an 808 based beat with a guitar. Yeah, we've all heard that before, but the reason why this one stands out is because again, there is just so much musicality packed into this, and it's because of what we were able to do between the chord presets that we got from CMP kits, and then using the suggest feature, and just knowing a little bit about how dominant chords work again. So if you guys want to learn more about stuff like this, just sign up to studio1tutorials.com. Studio One Tutorials is where I do all of my user requested content, and that's because if you sign up to Studio One Tutorials, if you want to say there's something on your mind, you need 5 videos, like, man, if I just had these 5 videos, I would be able to, you know, do what I need to do. You get yourself a Studio One Tutorial subscription, you hit me up in the Discord, and you're like, hey CMP, can I see a video on this and this? And then if those videos aren't on the site already and I can't direct them to you, then I make them for you, directly for you, talking to you. And then we all get together and discuss it in the Discord. You have the support of, you know, my longtime members who are all very talented and all very skilled in the ways of what we do here. So this is CMP with Crap Master Productions, Studio1tutorials.com. You guys keep it simple, but do not be basic. And we will see you on the next one.